Hello everyone, welcome back to Alan Wake. In the last one we got introduced to Alan and his wife, Alice. I was going to ask, what was her name again? It was Alice. And we're finally getting into the meat of this game. So let's see what happens.
I'm okay.
Alice had a phobia, the fear of darkness. I wanted to make sure we were inside with the lights on before sunset.
Everyone seems to fear darkness around here. That raven almost made me jump. Could you believe that? So by the way, I'm not really that scared of horror games. I don't get scared of things very easily like Austin. So, yeah, I'm not playing this for the spoops. Although if it has good spoops, you know, not complaining. Bird leg cabin. You know what bird leg I'd like right now? A chicken leg. Any vegans watching will be thoroughly angry. I like the backdrops. I really like those backdrops. Like, they, compared to most games like Battlefield 1, you know, Battlefield, that whole Frostbite engine, everything looks so much better than this, but at the same time, this has its own charm to it. Like, that's really impressive. I do not like that blur though, like when you turn. That might be just part of the game. That might be just how the game, you know, that's how it works, but, you know, it's a little weird.
Here we go. Let's take a look inside.
It's dark in there. We need lights. Can you figure out how to get the power on, honey?
Okay. It's not that dark, actually.
Hello? Anyone here?
My house gets this dark in the evening. Where am I sticking these therums, by the way?
A shoebox filled with books by Thomas Zane sat on the shelf. I'd never heard of him before.
Well, I guess you have some reading material, huh? This would be a good place to start writing again, Alan. You should really do that.
The Deerfest guests have already started to arrive. Just ran into one on the ferry. Famous artist.
Oh, great.
We'll see if we can rope him into an interview later on. Now let's go to the phones. Caller, you're on KBF-FM.
Hi, Pat. It's Rose.
Why, hello, Rose. What's on your mind?
I know who that famous artist was. It was Alan Wake, wasn't it?
Oh,
My
God.
favorite writer. I saw him at the diner. Oh, I am so excited he's here.
I'm sure he's glad to be here, too. Well, folks, I guess the secret's out. This is Pat Maine on KBF-FM. And now some music.
Great. So much for keeping a low profile.
This guy must really be like the Stephen King or George R.R. Martin of like the modern, of like whatever universe this is, you know?
The water was clear but dark. It looked very deep.
You know, everyone freaking recognizes him. Some old man on a ferry and like some person that works at a diner. Like, he'd have to be pretty freaking popular to just kept getting recognized like that. Why does that song sound familiar?
The power cable goes to that shed over there.
I feel like that was in a game or something that, music. That sounds very familiar. Can't open that. It's got kind of like that metal, that Phantom Pain mechanic of just running through doors. I know that's not just a Metal Gear Solid
For a
thing,
moment,
but
the oppressive feel of the nightmare I had seen on the ferry returned.
okay.
Damn.
It's a little
I needed
weird.
to get the power running in the cabin. There had to be a fuse box or a generator somewhere on the island.
Great, so we're going to see Mr. Diver Man from Scooby-Doo, are we? He's going to be walking out of the lake, just like in Scooby-Doo. Nice grandfather clock. Very interesting. I like how precise I can be with the flashlight. That's something I kind of like. So the power is probably in the basement, he said. I wasn't much paying attention, to tell the truth. Oh good, everything has physics. Is that music from Transistor? That one little indie game that had kind of like that same soundtrack?
The cabin looked like a time capsule from the 60s, or even earlier.
Wait, hold on. What is the date? It can't be the 70s. We were driving in a modern SUV. Maybe this is just from the 70s, and he's just pulling stuff out of his butt. Maybe that's a new calendar. These are the questions you want to ask in a psychological horror game. Okay, what do I need? Takio, we gotta get the power on! Can I examine this? No? Oh, wait. It shows me, doesn't it? Oh, I see. That makes sense.
There's probably a fuse box or a generator in the shed.
Thank you.
An old generator had been connected to the power cable.
This thing does not seem safe. It's gonna blow.
The lights are on! Good work, honey. I'll freshen up a bit and start settling in.
Okay, I'll look around a bit.
Sure thing! Have fun!
I want to examine that. I'll look around a bit. End of gameplay.
It was a beautiful place. I told myself I could rest here, sleep here, and forget about my
You see,
work.
that's your problem. You're saying that writing is your work. You can't write for
I
work.
thought we could be happy here.
I thought we could be happy here, but little did I know.
Alice had told me about Calden Lake Lodge. The old building used to be a hotel, but these days it was no longer open to the public.
This is the lake from Outlast, and up there, that's the resort from Until Dawn. I would not be surprised if a lot of, recent horror games were inspired by this game. Supposedly, this was such a huge classic back in the day.
The island had once been the site for a love story. Maybe it would be that again.
What does that say? TZ? almost looked like Ez. It almost looked like it said Ez. It says TZ plus B. Huh. Well, we got ourselves a little storm shelter in case that darkness tornado comes around. This is going to end, you know what, I'm going to make a prediction. This is going to end with my wife being taken away, and the game could very well end with my wife being the enemy that's causing me these nightmares. That's my early game
Alice?
prediction.
Honey?
She's already gone.
I'm
Oh.
upstairs. I have a surprise for you.
Oh, I see how it is.
Well, hello there.
I'm not the surprise. It's in the study. Go take a look.
Oh.
Okay.
X-Man.
Surprise!
Alice? What is this?
I guess I have a small confession to make. I thought maybe you could write here that a change of scenery would get you
Damn,
past...
Alice, everyone
Hey, just hear me out. There's a local doctor, Dr. Hartman. I read a book of his. He has a private clinic here. He specializes in helping artists.
So
Maybe-
now you want to get me committed?
No, it's not like that. That's not... Alan? Alan?
Just don't! I don't want to hear it. God damn it, Alice! God damn it! I knew she wouldn't follow me in the dark. I needed some time alone to think things through. Damn it. Alice? Alice? Alice! The cabin had gone dark. All the lights were out.
She's just scared of the dark. Oh, God.
What the hell?
Being attacked by the wildlife.
Alice? Alice? Oh no!
Keep going. Wake up.
Alice?
This is interesting.
Waking up in the crashed car felt like I had woken from one nightmare and entered another. I couldn't remember how I got there. All I knew was that something terrible had happened to Alice.
I'm getting some Cry of Fear
The
vibes
phone was
now.
dead. I'd have to find help on foot.
It all started from the crash. This is getting real interesting. Like, at first it just seemed very simple, and now it's starting to really turn. I like that.
Among Alice's things was a book, The Creator's Dilemma, by a Dr. Emil Hartman. Seeing the book brought back my fight with Alice. I didn't like it, and I didn't like the guy's smug face on the cover either.
I don't like its smug aura. It mocks me.
The gas station was my best bet. They'd have a phone I could use. It looked like a long hike through the forest to get there.
It's just right there. Okay. Well, it's just right there still. That's not that bad. Actually test something. See if my game bar comes up. No. Thanks, Windows 10.
Damn.
Well, let's hope I have insurance. Might have to get my Xbox controller replaced. Could you believe it? I only freaking use this thing for Dark Souls and the analog stick is already worn out. What a cheap piece of crap, dude. Microsoft, what are you doing? You use it for one game.
Hello?
What's the light? Now I'm really thinking Outlast 2 because of that giant big vroom thing. Obviously inspired
Hello?
from it.
Is someone there?
Let me guess, it's your work.
The loose sheets of paper were pages from a manuscript entitled Departure. That was the name I planned to use for the next novel I had never gotten started. I was named the author. I hadn't written it. I couldn't remember writing it. In the scene on the page, the hero was attacked by an axe murderer in the woods at night. Departure by Alan Wake.
Okay. Sir.
The man turned to face me. His face was covered in shadows. It was hard to make him out in the darkness of the forest that surrounded us, but the axe he lifted was plain to see. It glistened with the blood of his victim. He grinned madly. The shadows were alive, distorting his features. It was a scene from a nightmare, but I was awake.
Okay. That's not too bad. Not too bad writing. So, is this an actual game mechanic where it literally tells you what's going to happen next and you react accordingly? Because if that's so, that is really cool. If not, if it's the opposite, where whatever happens, then you get a manuscript of it, that, you know, that's not too bad either. So why am I walking in the opposite direction? Surely there was a path back there, but it wants me to go this way.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
These pine trees look really good from a distance, by the way. That looks like how pine trees look like. Like, I know that's a weird thing to say, but having pine trees in my own yard, like when I get up close, I bet. Yeah, it doesn't look too detailed, but like the general feel, you know, the general look, it looks really good. I'm really impressed. Especially with from a 2012 game. I wonder whoever made
The
this.
lights up ahead were a
Wonder
good
how,
sign.
you know,
Maybe I wouldn't have to hike
AAA
all the way
they
down
were.
to the gas station to find a phone.
Yes, get a manuscript of stuff you haven't wrote titled by you of a murderous axe man. Let's go into the lumber mill. Employees must wear protective eyewear at all times. Well, I have glasses, so. That's right, everyone. I have glasses.
Anybody there? Please, I've been in an accident.
A little bit closer to a face reveal, huh?
Hey! Hey, you!
Phil!
There's been an accident. I need help.
Listen, I need to...
Premium cabins for rent in
Oh, hell.
Coral Stucky. Pleased to meet you. Non-refundable reservation deposit required. Fair and square.
Well, hello. Find help. That's actually kind of funny.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus on it, as if it stood in a blind spot caused by a brain tumor and eye disease. It was bleeding shadows like ink underwater, like a cloud of blood from a shark bite. I was terrified. I squeezed the flashlight like my life depended on it, willing it to stop coming any closer. Suddenly something gave, and the light seemed to shine brighter.
That's really cool. So they're called the Taken. Huh. I wonder if Destiny copied from that. They're literally called the Taken and are dark and like translucent and move around and warp. Huh. And you see them in the woods. Huh. Okay, Bungie. Just give me that. This is kind of tense. I feel like he's around here. Oh boy.
It's the latest thing!
Too late.
I had to figure a way out of this. Any second now, and Stucky would be knocking on the door with his axe like Nicholson in The Shining.
Uh-huh. Energizer. Sponsored by Energizer. Oh, I'm suddenly hurt.
During your trying, it's the latest thing. Incontestably.
Huh, I wonder if this is sponsored by Energizer batteries.
Two one stone. You can see the sights and keep those cholesterol
Yes.
levels down.
Bright Falls Sheriff Station. How may I?
Oh, great.
This is bad.
Uh-oh. Yeah, let's go. Oh my god. That's actually sort of cool.
There were more of them.
I don't know what this does. Oh, it turns on light. Oh, crap. Get back!
My head pounded with a concussion. I'd never fired a gun outside a shooting range, and now I just killed someone. Or something. There were no bodies. They just disappeared. If I was dreaming, it felt real enough to make me sick.
At least he's acting like, you know, this is happening. You know, most characters just pick up a gun and start shooting things that make no sense and then just don't think anything of it. The narration's good. Oh, that makes
The Black
sense.
Forest was the last place I wanted to go, but I had no choice. I had to get to the gas station.
It's rabbit season.
dead. Give me some goodies. Nice. So we got batteries and we got ammo. That's our consumables.
What the hell was that?
So I wonder what happened. Is the real world when we were in the cabin and I dove in to save Alice? Or was the real world when I was in the car? Now I wonder which is real and which was the nightmare.
When I saw the river below, something uncoiled itself inside my head. I realized that I'd have to find a way across. I didn't even want to look at the water.
Okay, so let's not look at the water. Sound fair? Oh, is that the diner? I'm almost there. Oh, a little weird. Manuscript page.
The Taken stood before me. It was impossible to focus.
I've already read that one. Whoa, did I miss that many?
Barry Wheeler was bouncing off the walls. He jumped on a plane after his calls were ignored by both Al and Alice for several days. It could mean that they were both on a second honeymoon, but Barry didn't buy it. Al had been way too unstable for that. Not sleeping, messed up. Barry had years of experience dealing with Alan Wake, and he couldn't ignore it. Something was wrong.
So now this is just simply a book written about him. It's like if Stephen King was in one of his own books.
Stucky was still out there, in the dark, stalking me.
Come on, show yourself. I got a flashlight and a revolver. Oh, shoot. Ah, crap. He just kind of clipped me. Yeah, let's jump up here. Yeah, there we go. Proceed at your own risk. Logging area.
The staircase was broken. I had to make my way up some other way.
We need that weird tornado thing to come along and fix that for us like it did last time. How much production was put into this? Like, how much budget did this game have? Okay, this thing's gonna come alive and try and kill me. Oh crap. Crap. Need to start dodging. Crap. Reload. Get out of here, Taken. Oops. Nice.